The COVID-19 pandemic has led to the disruption of societies and economies worldwide, with the Philippines among the worst hit. Aside from the loss of lives, quarantines and lockdowns have closed thousands of micro, small and medium businesses, resulting in loss of income and livelihood for many. The recent national health crisis, while devastating, managed to expose inequality and poverty as the core problems plaguing Philippine society for generations. On the 5th of November in 2020, 26 influential business organizations, known collectively as the Philippine Business Group or PBG, pledged to do right by its various stakeholders. A pledge where all citizens are free from hunger and poverty, have equal opportunities, enabled by a fair and just society that is governed with order and unity. This pledge is what we call the Covenant for Shared Prosperity. They believe that a way to address inequality while strengthening human dignity and inclusive development is to organize human, technical, economic, and financial resources, as a way of distributing prosperity among all its stakeholders. The Covenant is also aligned with the National Economic Development Authority, or NADA's Ambition 2040. This ambition embodies the long-term development plan of the government. The Covenant contains 6 commitments, each representing stakeholders of the company, followed by examples of companies demonstrating the commitment, plus accompanied by specific metrics that are in accord with each of the 6 promises. The first, commitment to employees. To recruit, train, and develop our employees and managers to be the best that they can be, irrespective of gender, alma mater, age, ethnicity, and religion, provide just compensation and benefits, promote meritocracy, and encourage work-life harmony. The Hewlett-Packard Philippines was able to identify some workplace issues and gender biases within the tech industry. And because of that, they are able to create 5 different ways of action in order to break the gender inequality stereotypes and the lack of inclusiveness in workplaces. The 5 courses of action made by the tech company include: recognizing the existence of gender-based stereotypes, setting clear and timely day commitments, fostering a sense of belongingness in work teams, preparing and empowering women for leadership roles, and to acknowledge that there are more things to be done. Some of the metrics used to monitor commitment: first is performance evaluation. It is established upon performance scorecards exhibited by soft and/or hard skills. Secondly, employee satisfaction. It is measured by the annual employee satisfaction survey or through an equivalent feedback mechanism. Lastly, are compensation levels. It refers to living wage, industry average, while factoring inflation rate and overall company performance. Lastly, the aforementioned policies on unprejudiced remarks. These are formally adopted, implemented, and regularly reviewed policies on diversity and inclusion. The second is commitment to customers. To provide only quality products and services that are of continuing value to our customers. Unilever exemplifies this commitment by repackaging its products using less plastic. A pledge that would remove more than 100,000 tons of plastic entirely. Plastic contains harmful chemical additives that are associated with health problems. With this promise of reduced plastic consumption, it provides customers healthier products. Not only does it contribute to environmental sustainability, the design of its products entails a recyclable trait. This serves as an additional function that customers can utilize with its purchase of such items. The first metric is customer satisfaction. This requires businesses to be able to satisfy the aspiration for the Customer Service Index or CSI, which is the measure of a customer's overall satisfaction towards the service or product provided. Following this, is customer complaint resolution. This is met by having a strong mechanism for customer complaint resolution in place. Lastly, the percentage of research and development to the total cost. This is marked by dedicating an annual research and development budget for product and service improvement. The third is commitment to suppliers and other capital providers. Treat our goods, service and funds providers fairly, ethically and with respect as we expect them to treat their own workers in their supply chain the same way. Toyota embodies this commitment admirably. The company views suppliers as partners, not only within financial transactions, but also on mutual trust, loyalty and common values. Toyota did this by investing $154 million towards prototype development centers as a facility for suppliers to collaborate. This helped the company be recognized as the only automaker to improve in the OEM Supplier Working Relations Index, a comprehensive survey that examines the working relations between supplier and company. First with the metric is supplier satisfaction. This metric is marked by businesses being able to pay on time and sufficiently. Secondly, the supplier's integrity pledge. The proficiency to meet this metric is done through being able to commit or sign the integrity pledge. It is an inclusive policy on supplier selection and the institution of enabling activities. The fourth is commitment to community. To be actively involved in the communities where they operate, with particular attention to the needs of the disadvantaged in those communities. To help communities regarding the fight against food insecurity, Del Monte Foods has donated about £4 million of food in its last fiscal year. Subsequently, with canned goods as one of its products, the company partnered with the Red Cross to feed victims of calamity, donating non-perishable items to survivors of current disasters. In addition, Del Monte was also able to partner with organizations such as American Red Cross and Feeding America in order to help aid in their distribution of canned food in times of crisis. The percentage of National Institute of Accounting Technicians, NI-80, budgeted for CSR projects addressing poverty and hunger would be the first metric. This metric for businesses shall be met through being able to comply with the earmarked 1% of NIAT for CSR projects with a focus on least served and least attended to impoverished communities. In addition, this also includes the need for support towards socialized programs such as housing, education, reskilling, and upskilling, and scholarships. Secondly, resilience. This metric focuses on the capacity of businesses to be able to participate in disaster relief and rehabilitation as well as the revitalization of the community that it marks involvement with. Lastly, due payment of taxes. This metric puts emphasis on the requirement that the organization is able to abide by the proper tax rulings and provisions based on the community. The fifth is commitment to the environment. To protect and preserve the environment for the benefit of current and future generations by employing environmentally friendly technologies in all aspects of business operations. Cebu Pacific was able to adopt newer and more efficient aircraft to its fleet in order to reduce carbon emissions in the atmosphere through heightened efficiency. In the fourth quarter of 2021, Cebu Pacific was able to make orders for a total of 16 A330neo, 16 A320neo and 22 A321neo, all from the Airbus aircraft manufacturer. Some of the features in which the new aircraft possess are the new composite wing and the next-generation Rolls-Royce Trent 7000 engines. It improves the efficiency of the aircraft that leads to a reduction of fuel consumption and carbon dioxide emissions by 25%. The metric of the fifth commitment revolves around sustainability. Companies are expected to adopt sustainable policies and practices in their operations. Policies and practices will be focused on the overall benefit of the environment through the reduction of greenhouse gases, conservation of resources such as water and energy consumption in particular, and waste management. The sixth is commitment to shareholders. To deliver reasonable and just returns and fair treatment of our controlling and non-controlling shareholders. An example of the sixth commitment being observed can be through Ayala Land. According to the Ayala Land Integrated Report of 2021, the company is committed to the highest standards of transparency, fairness and disclosure among stakeholders. Ayala Land is able to fulfill this level of transparency with stakeholders. They are able to do this through regularly updating and providing financial and operational information of the company to the public through various structured and unstructured disclosures submitted to regulatory bodies such as the SEC, PSE, and PDES. In addition, any available material information about the company which has an effect toward its valuation, stock price and trading volume is reported to the public. The metrics for the sixth commitment include the dividend rate. Businesses are to show a strong shareholder relations mechanism, particularly with minority stockholders, including regular disclosures, and the compliance with regulatory requirements, which simply requires businesses to observe 100% compliance with regulatory requirements. Overall, it's remarkable to witness initiatives upon initiatives that are centered on compassion and sustainability. Many companies, especially the giants, embellish the role contrivance to a leader that smaller businesses look up to for the purpose of following and taking charge with such movement. From a micro, small, and medium enterprise's perception, it is wonderful to see the ambition and dynamism of caring not only for its profits but more importantly its people and the community it sparks off. Hopefully, this video was able not only to enlighten you with such programs and commitments that gear towards a prosperous future but to entice you. Yes, to invite you to join this bus in helping one another recover from the devastating effects brought upon by the realization of the pandemic. Hopefully, this video does so. Thank you and see you next time.